What is up, you guys? This is the Alpha 31. The Alpha 31 from Remote Equipment. Now, I know what you're asking yourself. Why would I listen to anything that a gentleman with a hat like that would have to say? It's an important question, a meaningful one, and a challenging one. But if you could just suspend your disbelief for a second, let's talk about this great bag, because this thing is actually, like, let me put it on. Let me show you how this thing actually has a pretty interesting look, right? Kind of like a techie kind of look. I am 5'10", 190 pounds about, right? So it's got a decent, like, kind of interesting tech look. It's got a lot of external access. It's made from really excellent materials. I'm gonna talk you through and walk you through every nook and cranny on this bag. But first, you need to know these 4 things about the Alpha 31. Okay, so the first thing is it's one tough mother. It's built really, really well. This is the, what's this stuff called? It's X51. So this fabric is 3 layers of fabric with cordura on the outside, and then there's like one of the layers is like just like a moisture barrier. It feels really thick. It feels kind of rigid, but not. It still feels like a heavy fabric, right? So it's really, really intense stuff. I'm outside with this all the time, and I always end up putting it face down just because any dirt, anything that gets on this just wipes right off. It's totally protected from moisture and stuff like that. So just the fabric itself is killer. But obviously a bag is more than its fabric. You've got all the zippers, YKK, all of them, I think just about all of them are AquaGuard sealed. You've got great components on the bag, including these just like the little elastic thing that they included here, which has just this subtle reflective thing going on. Uses this interesting clip. They talked about it on their website, Remote Equipment did. And just like some interesting, like well-made components. Really, really love the material on the water bottle pocket, which is the same that's on the laptop compartment inside. So the first point here is just that, like, built to last. This thing's gonna last you a long time. Second of all, it's got kind of an interesting look. I think it's got a nice silhouette. I think it's like, it doesn't say Go Ruck. It doesn't say like army, like military dude. It doesn't say like just tech startup bro. It doesn't say Kenneth Cole reaction. It does say like, obviously this is the multicam. This is the camouflage multicam, which by the way has a slightly different fabric than the one that isn't made in the camouflage. You would barely probably tell the difference. But you know what this look is to me? For some reason this look is like, it's a little Eastern European, like like special ops. I don't know why that comes to mind. To me, it's like if Elon Musk had like a private militia, like everybody would be like probably having this bag in Elon Musk's private militia, which is not necessarily something I'm against. Like I'm normally against private militias, but if I feel like Elon Musk should be allowed to have something like that. Like of all the people to have a militia, I think Elon's one of our best bets for militia owning men. Not that that's ever been a good idea. Okay, my third point here is our carry like system, the straps and the back padding, and then also like the shape of the bag and the way it distributes your weight is just utterly comfortable. I don't know why this thing is so comfortable. Let's talk about why for a second. The padding, they're thick. They have like it's a nice kind of give. You know, I always like how does it squeeze in your hand? It's got a nice rigidity to it, but it's also got plenty of softness. Feels like the same padding in here, but this does have a layer on the outside that's a little softer. This is a woven fabric that's like apparently super, super strong, and it's the same thing I think that's on the strap, on the back, on the water bottle holder, and on the laptop compartment, right? Love this fabric because it's not abrasive. It's not abrasive. It doesn't get abrasions. It's just like, you know, it doesn't tear and like pile. It also feels kind of cool to the touch. It feels sort of like moisture wicking or something like that. But these straps, I've been amazed at how comfortable this whole thing is, with one caveat, okay? Because the backpack sits a little taller up here, when you're riding your bike and you're leaning forward, can you see this kind of like, and you get this like, you get this like lock neck sort of thing. So like for walking, cruising around, thing's incredible. For on the bike, you will get a little bit of this going on depending on how your bike fits you. And especially if you're packing this out to make it taller because it is a roll top. Okay, point number 4 is you've got a lot of solid external access with a quick access pocket right here. 2 of these pockets, which are like vertical tenderloin kind of pockets supporting the spine of the bag. Then you've got the water bottle pockets out here, which, you know, water bottle pockets, these are, first of all, these are great. Watch out, look, it's my sister-in-law, Sarah. She's in the back. But I got my water bottle to show you that, like, this thing fits perfectly. By the way, my Camelback Shoot water bottle, I'll put a link in the description below at this time code. I just think it's my favorite so far. These are, you have one on either side. I don't know, I think water bottle pockets get a bad rap. They're really, really functional, especially like this, when it doesn't, it just folds away to nothing when there's nothing there. But you can expand it to fit a bunch of stuff. So potentially fitting like all my snacks or all sorts of stuff. And because it's got that stretchiness, maybe it won't fall out, I don't know. But to be honest, I haven't used the water bottle pockets on this bag as anything besides a water bottle carrier. Okay, then you've got a laptop compartment here on the back, just to show you that. I've got like a little, my wife's little Mac in there because we're traveling, we're on the road. I do not have my, like a spare laptop lying around to show you the 15-inch. So this is like an 11-inch MacBook Pro, but my 15-inch MacBook Pro fits in perfectly. Then you have your main access, or what I call it, your front access to the main compartment, and then the roll top itself, right? So I'm gonna walk you through all this in a second. Just know that there's a lot of pockets, a good amount. Just know that there's a good amount of external access on this bag. And you know, when you're working with a bag, like, how much you can organize your stuff on the outside of your bag is definitely a part of the conversation. I go both ways. Sometimes I just want a very simple bag and I organize everything on the inside with pouches. Other times I want like first order access is what it's called to the things on the outside of the bag, and this gives it to me the way that I want it. Okay, a bonus point number 5 here is, listen, you need to know this. It does not stand on its own. Due to the way that it is made, it's shaped to carry most of your load up here, and then it kind of tapers down to here, which is great because when you have most of your weight, like when you have the heaviest items up here on the top of the pack and kind of leaning forward, which you can do with these load lifter straps. What do they call these? Load adjustment straps, which pull the bag towards me this way, which are really useful on this bag. That can make all of this feel a lot more comfortable. So what they do is they make a thinner, or not a thinner, but a narrower bottom of the bag. Suffice it to say, it makes it so this sucker does not stand up. And because of the fabric on the bottom of the bag, we've got basically just that, this is that X51, and this is X50. I think this is X50 because it's 500D by 500D, and this is X51 because it's 500D by 1000D. Anyways, the point being, it's not very sticky, it's not very tacky. So it'll just slide, you lean it up against the wall, and oftentimes it'll just slide down like that. Now, listen, how you, like, it's a weird thing. How you put your bag down is like, it matters a lot. Like, you're doing it a lot. You're doing it a lot. If you're in mostly carpeted environments, it doesn't matter that much because you can just lean it up against anything and you'll be fine. One of the things I've noticed is that I always have to lean it up against the wall where the way I access the bag is actually hidden from my view, so I can't just like quickly get into one of these tenderloin pockets and pull something out. Now you can line it like sit it like that, like lean it up against something like that, especially if you're in a carpeted situation. But cafes are a little awkward in this thing. For me, that's my primary office. Like I'm taking my whole gear to a cafe, I'll unload everything, load everything back up when I leave, and so I have to have my bag somewhere when I'm pulling stuff out, right? This has not been the best sort of loading and unloading bag because it doesn't stand up, and because accessing this bag like so is just a little bit cumbersome. You're gonna get used to, like, I have to put this, I'm normally sitting on high chairs, high stools. I have to put this on the stool, and then I just visually open it up so I can grab everything, put it on the table or on the thing, and then literally close it up and put the bag away. Great zipper pulls on this thing too. So they got these these loops. Can you see these? You see these loops? It's a loop with a plastic bit so that it's always easy to get your finger into, and you're always just pulling. So that means one finger. I don't even have to grip anything. It's just one finger. That's on the main, the front access to the main compartment. There's also these little zipper pulls, which is like nothing special, but like they're totally fine for some other pockets. Okay, now this thing is designed by like one dude. It's made by a bunch of people. It's actually made in the USA. And it's designed by this one guy. He's been working on it for a long time. I'm hoping to get together with him in Berkeley soon because I think this bag is actually really dope. And the price tag comes in at like 350 bucks, something like that, which begs the question, like, is this worth $350? Now here's my deal. American made, right? And we've got great materials sourced from like honest manufacturers, and you've got like this like interesting look, this interesting silhouette, this very unique thing. You got extremely comfortable straps, so even if you load it up, if you were just taking this like with a bunch of shit in it, and it was super heavy, it'd still be pretty comfortable, even though it doesn't have a hip strap. There's other bags that would be more comfortable for loading, like carrying loads like that. But as an urban sort of, you know, as an urban pack, this thing is definitely unique, and to me, worth the money for certain kinds of people out there. You know who you are. Okay, I have a couple serious concerns about this bag though. I'll get into those in a little bit, but first let's just go through every nook and cranny on this bag. Starting with the outside, we got the water bottle pocket. That's easy. I've been loving using these with the water bottle pocket. It's been very, my table almost fell over. It's just been easy to get in and out of. Like, I like it. You've got a lot of straps over here on the sides of the bags. Compression here, which I keep loose so that I can get my water bottle in there. You got another compression here. And then you've got the strap for our roll top, which again, I'll be showing you in a second. So there's some straps. I always just tuck those in, and it hasn't been too much of a problem. I basically never use the roll top. Like, I never like to use it because it's just a hassle. I can get basically everything I need through here. But it is kind of nice to have because you can actually use this as a kind of a travel bag. I'll show you that in a little bit, but let's just keep walking around the pockets here. We've got water bottle pockets on either side. Like I said, there's this like elastic band thing and these two loops. Okay, there's two loops down here. It looks like they're made for like carrying like hiking poles or something, like, or any sort of accessory, a tripod, who knows what. This is easy to pull off. These can't come off. You'd have to cut them off if you wanted to get rid of them. They are sort of funky. These little like pigtails, they're sort of interesting, but it does enable you to do a lot of like sort of external, like just tacking things onto your bag. Okay, quick access pockets on the top of the back of the bag, like right behind where your head is, right? And it's a good size. I've got in here my glasses. Oh, a bar of chocolate from Dandelion Chocolate in San Francisco. This stuff's legit. It's like it's like $8 bars of chocolate are like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's a good price. I'm so fucked up. I really like Askinosie Chocolate, and Dandelion's pretty good too. I'll put a link to those two chocolates in the link in the description below in case any of you like are interested in chocolate. But Askinosie Chocolate, actually, I've just eaten a lot of chocolate. I love chocolate. This video is not about chocolate. I'll put a link below. We'll talk about chocolate later. In that pocket are also my my like Bose in-ear Bluetooth headphones, which I use from time to time when I don't want to have like big over-ear headphones. Now here's the deal. This quick access pocket has a pretty good capacity. The material that it's made from is a mesh. I don't know if you could see this. It's a mesh. It's like just a black, kind of thick. It's not that bad. It feels really thick, or like sort of rigid. It feels kind of rigid, sort of dry and rigid and chunky. And I kind of like it when there's like a little bit. I don't need it to be like fleece or something like that, because oftentimes that feels like it's just gonna get ratty and gross after a little while. It's not a very durable material sometimes. This is a very durable material, but does feel a little Spartan maybe. But it's nice, it's utilitarian. You're able to get your stuff in there that you need and in and out. It's like definitely you kind of like are like, it's not an easy pocket to get into. The whole bag feels like it's coming together there. And so when you open that up, you've got space in here, but you have to grind your hand through a little bit to get it in. But you can still get your things. Please don't hear me saying that you can't get your things, because you can. Okay, then we have these 2 tenderloin things. And by the way, I don't even know if that's the right description of, but I think like the tenderloin runs along like the spine of the, I don't know. Or the loin? I don't know. You tell me. But I think they're like long tube pieces, like, you know, muscles on the cows. And so this is like a long tubular kind of thing. The truth is, these have been pretty nice little pockets to use. They just have a vertical zip, right? And then inside of one of these, it's just like kind of like my always need you, never want to see you. It's just like, I just threw a pouch that has like wet wipes and earplugs and like, I don't know, like dental floss. Just a random pouch that has like one of everything I might need, like a Band-Aid that I keep in here, and I can forget about it, but I have it if I need it. I've also got a battery here. I've carried this around. I haven't used this to charge anything recently. I've started carrying it in my bag. I'll put a link in the description below to this Anker battery. I mentioned that before, and a lot of you said, yeah, that's a great one. I use that one as well. So just a great battery to charge, you know, some devices. Now, depending on what you are putting in here, it could all like, you know, fall down to the bottom. But the truth is, it's not that big of a pocket. So even, and you have a lot of visibility because it's got this white liner. So I haven't found that like gear soup sort of thing has been that bad. But I also have things in individual pouches. Now on the other side, I have a little bit more of a conundrum. So on this side, I've been packing it out quite a bit more because I have my little pouch for my medicine pouch. Let's put it that way. I've got a little bit of cannabis and sometimes some tobacco and sometimes like, you know, like crystals. Just maybe. But listen, that's all next to my meat sticks, my fucking epic beef bars, and like a bag of trail mix. I always have, I don't know why I talked about snacks so much in the recent videos, but I always have some snacks with me because like, fuck a duck if it's not great to just be sitting there going like, I'm hungry, you chomp on some meat stick, you get protein, you're getting all of those nutrients from all of that life that animal ate and pulled into itself and it made a part of itself, and then it's like you're eating upcycled nutrition again and again and again and again, right? So I like that with some grass-fed, totally all natural, you know, jerky and shit like that. But this one packs out pretty full with that like medicine kit in there, right? Even when this pocket is totally filled up, it is still pretty simple to get cinched down, and it's kind of like a nice size. Like these are good size. I always talk about the medium size pocket. This isn't quite medium, this is small medium. Like the pocket at the top of the Tom Bin guide pack, or at the top of a lot of like pouches, a lot of packs that have something like that. But the kind of thing you could easily fit your Bluetooth headphones in. Like I'm always looking for a pocket like that, because on a bag like this, my Bluetooth headphones definitely have to go into the main compartment. Okay, before I show you the how I've got the inside of the bag, I just want to show you this pouch right here. There's a zipper on the top, and you've got that this is the same exact mesh that the quick access pocket is made out of. And honestly, this pocket has been kind of perfect. My notebook, my Baron Fig notebook fits right in there. I like this size of notebook. I don't know, it just feels like unpretentious. It's not like a Moleskine, you know what I mean? This is from Baron Fig. I'll put a link in the description to these below. So what I've done is I put my notebook in there, and then my MacBook charger goes right in there, because I've got to open this thing up when I get to the coffee shop, because I gotta pull out all my shit anyways. My computer I have to pull from the side access of the laptop thing. So I get there, I pull out the laptop, put it on the thing, open this up, I've got my charger, I've got a bunch of stuff here, but like this has been a nice little, like this is a great size pocket. It's got some dimension built into it, so it's not like, you know, a lot of bag companies just make a pocket and it's just flat. It's just like all flat on there. Something about the way that this pocket holds itself, or this panel holds itself, means that this flap always kind of is like open and easy to get into. I think because of the material's rigid or something. And I love that. I always leave that open. I'm throwing my notebook in and out. I'm grabbing things and going real fast. Okay, so inside the bag here, all right? As you can see, our access through this panel stops right here. Like, look, like that's a lot of the bottom of the bag that we don't have like direct visual access on. So you're putting stuff into a lip. You're like almost putting it into a compartment and it's going down there, which is, you just get used to it. It's like, I always like having full access to a bag, but there's something about having this little panel. For instance, you get to where you're going and you just like, it's never like you can just literally open up the whole thing. Now, if this was the Manal, right? If this was a fucking Manal bag and you opened it all up and you need to get through it, what would happen? All of your shit would fall out. Right? You have to put the Manal upside down. If you put something that zips all the way down, for instance, the Go Rug, when you need to get, you can get all the way into that sucker, and I like the way the GR1 works, right? You've just got this big open panel, so you can get in, so you can unzip just a little bit, you can unzip it all the way and open it up, so you have more control in some ways. This just goes like, there's a medium, like you can leave the zippers at the top. This is super, I know this is like, technical, just sit with me because I know some of you bros are gonna be like, wait, hold on, tell me what you've really learned about using this bag. So you can also, oftentimes I'll like have the zipper, so they're just up here at the top and I'll keep them on one side, right? And I just pull open the top, so now I can get in and I can get to my notebook, I can get to my charger without needing to open up the bag any more than that. I could also get some of the things that I might need down here, but it's just as easy to pull it open and then just when you're closing it, just do it like that. Because to be honest, these zippers move really easily. The material is so rigid, it holds its shape so well that as you're ripping the zipper, gripping and ripping, it's quite easy for the zipper just to move because the bag isn't bunching up. It's not like, you notice how this never happens with this pocket? This has just the right amount of like, I don't know. It's just that kind of magic. I love that kind of magic when a panel just doesn't crinkle, doesn't fold, doesn't fall apart. It's pretty killer. Okay, let's walk you through inside of here, all right? So I've got like my classic Bellroy pouch, which I've showed you before. I'll put a link at the description below to my favorite pouches. On that page, you're gonna look, you gotta check out the Bellroy pouches, you gotta check out the water-filled pouches, you gotta check out, there's just so many, the Peak Design pouches, there's so many great pouches out there. And anyways, I'm using this one. In here, I've got my Bluetooth headphones, Bluetooth headphone Deathmatch. I went and just gave every one of the top 5 Bluetooth headphones a thorough and complete Chase Reeves treatment and landed on which ones were the best ones in there. You'll have to see the video because it wasn't necessarily these ones. I'll put a link in the description for that video at this time code. Also, a great thing about this Bellroy pouch, I know a lot of you seeing this, sorry for saying it again and again, is that there's pockets inside. So I've got some cables and things that I might need occasionally just in there, and then I can throw my headphones in there and they're somewhat protected, and I like that. It's got this nice kind of canvas out there. I can throw it in. I feel like I'm protected. Okay, then we got a pair of swim trunks, board shorts from Hurley that, you know, occasionally here in Sebastopol, California, where I am, there's a place with a spa and a hot tub and a cold plunge, and I'm way into the cold plunge, and so I'm like, I have those in there just in case I get to go to there. Okay, I've got my Roost or neck stand. Don't buy the neck stand, which is cheap. Buy the Roost, which is seriously good. This is for setting up my computer when I get to the cafe, so I'm not looking down like this, that hump thing. I'm looking up. We gotta take care of our bodies, you guys. Your mind is completely connected to your body. You have got to take care of your body, and this right here, think about it, all that brain stuff just going through a little channel right here, and then this is its first stop, like just this. Just doing that, right? I'm so guilty of it. So I've been getting used to getting my computer screen up here so that my neck is doing that. Molto bene. Then I've got this little pouch, which I've mentioned before in here, where I just have my key. I have a keyboard, I have a spare hard drive, and then I have my mouse. Like I actually take a keyboard, a mouse, the whole 9 yards right now. I'm like an embarrassment to myself. Cause I get to the cafe, you guys, it's bad. But my neck's never been comfortabler. Now, I've told you I had a couple concerns about this bag, okay? One of them is that it doesn't stand up. That's something that you're gonna interact with like all the time on this bag. It's so comfortable. It carries lots of stuff. It's expandable, which I'm gonna show you in a second. Got a lot of external access and first order access to pockets and stuff. It's made from really good materials. It's designed really well and it's made in America, right? You're supporting independent manufacturing when you purchase this bag, but it doesn't stand up, and the laptop protection is just it's a little funky to me. Okay, so basically on the laptop we have this one piece of this woven fabric, which is the same thing that the water bottle pockets are made out of, and that's on the back and the straps. It's a great fabric, but it doesn't quite feel protective enough to protect my laptop from the other shit in my bag here. Just so you know, you can access the laptop from the side as well as in here, right? So if your laptop is smaller, you could probably easily fit it in through here, but my 15-inch goes all the way up to the top, and so I can't get at it from this front access panel. I always pull it out from here. And what I notice is that the stuff inside the bag, for instance, the neck stand or the pouch with the keyboards or something like that, can sometimes keep my laptop from being able to go in all the way, so I've got to rejigger the bag and then get it in. It'd be great if this instead was a more rigid either material or had a rigid liner inside of it, so that whatever was over here, my laptop would just slide in easily and would be protected. We are pulled up off the bottom of the bag, but not with padding. So if there's something at the bottom of the bag that hits the ground first, you're safe. If not, your laptop will hit the bottom of the bag first, though there is some really rigid, like a rigid plastic sheet in the back here. It's just not perfect or ideal for me. Now, that said, this bag is a little bit unlike any other bag, right? And so I personally will gladly overlook that and the standing up thing, because it's just such an interesting bag. In fact, let me show you what it's like. Let's just pack it out for travel. Okay, so I got a few things to start with our packing here. First of all, I've got some packing cubes. All right, this is the Peak Designs, like a big one. I can basically fit all the things that I need in here for like probably a week or two of travel, and if you're doing 2 weeks, you can do some laundry, and now you've got an indefinite amount of time. But here's another one. This is from Tripped. I'll put links I'll put a link to my favorite packing cubes below. This one was just sent to me, and it's pretty good. The good thing about this is you've got this long vertical thing. Packing cubes come in like all these different sizes, right? So what I always recommend people do, just spend like, I don't know, spend some money and just get like a bunch of different packing cubes. And that way, no matter what bag you've got a packing cube that'll fit perfectly for the size that you need it. Now, this is different when you're going with a bag like the Peak Designs travel bag or even the Tortuga set out, where they actually have packing cubes that are made perfectly for those bags, and I always just recommend just doing that. If you're like a Tortuga set out person, just get the packing cubes for that thing. Okay, so I'm actually gonna load this up through this front panel here and just throw that down vertically, so that's just like down in there. Okay, then I'm gonna close up this front panel, and I'm gonna open up our roll top. Okay, so look at this. Look at this, lots of space. Here we go, let's shove this Peak Designs pouch right on top of that and just kind of push it down, push it. Now, I've got my Air, I'm using the Air Dop Kit. I like this thing, the little like travel, this is pretty small, pretty minimal, but you've got like a good deal of organization, and just like the floppiest, it's like this, it's like this hat has like those dreads that have like the beads at the end, and it's like, what do you need, man? Okay, so let's just throw that on top there, and screw it, let's throw an extra pair of minimal shoes. These are the Zero, can't remember which ones these are, but these ones are one of my favorites from the Barefoot. I did a whole review. I'll put a link in the description below on barefoot shoes that don't look stupid, because walking barefoot is like with the neck thing. We get back to a shoe that doesn't have any rise in it, that has a little more minimal feel. Your feet and your legs have to do a little bit more to keep you upright. It ends up making you stronger. That strength ends up making you healthier. You got better circulation. You got better eyesight. More people want to have sex with you. I mean, that's what I'm in this for. Okay, so let's put those in there, and then let's also put in like a jacket. Let's just say we're taking our jacket. Now, I could easily pull this through one of the straps on the outside. Oftentimes I'll do that depending on where I'm traveling. You know, it's like you can get cold on the plane, but I'll just throw it in here just to highlight the fact that like on this sucker, you can really fit a lot of stuff. All right, now I'm gonna roll it up a couple times. One of the things that's a bummer here It'd actually be cool, I think it'd be cool if there was a zipper here or a way to close this so that I could just like leave it like that. So I could, because you could just fit so much. But watch this, in rolling it up, okay, you only need to get like a few rolls in there, and then you've got enough space to seal the bag. Okay, so you clip it in and you just pull it down. You can just get it nice and tight or whatever, however tight you want. And here's what this bag looks like for travel. Now this is with, like I don't have my Bluetooth thing in there. I don't have all the stuff in there. This is like all my clothing. I could then possibly rejigger things so that like there was like maybe some room right here. So on the front, I could have my Bluetooth headphones. Cause I mean, I really could just drop those right in there and zip it right up like so. Okay, so like you've got that front panel access so you can get into stuff. You've got the 2 tenderloin pockets here on the outside. You've got a quick access pocket and you've got the 2 water bottle pockets, okay? So like in transit, you actually have a lot of access to a lot of the pockets. And you've got a lot of stuff in a bag that looks pretty freaking good as a daily carry. Like it does not look this big and bulky when it's empty. So is it enough? Does it look good as a daily carry? Yeah, it looks great as a daily carry. Can you do some minimal traveling with it? Like this actually is more than minimal. Do you know what I mean? Like I've got the 2 packing cubes in there and the DOP kit and the Bluetooth headphones. I still haven't used any of the pockets on the outside of the bag, right? Like we're going to Rome, baby. And because it's got this strap set up the way that it is, it's like, it's very comfortable. Especially like, man, with this sternum strap, I feel like I'm locked and loaded, ready to roll, ready to give it all that I've got, no matter the consequences. Okay, I know a lot of you were curious about this bag, so I really wanted to give it a go over with like taking it and showing all the stuff. By the way, two handles right here, two handles, and they're just loops. They're just webbing loops, all right? It's kind of nice because you can grab off the front of the bag, you can grab off the back of the bag, depending on which side it's leaning up against the thing. You got that. You got these loops in case you need to huck the bag. Like these are good hucking bags. One other thing I didn't mention here is there's actually a spot right here for your, like your Camelback, your water bladder type stuff. The bladder can go right in where the laptop typically goes, and then you've got the spout coming out, which is nice for you water spout people. Okay, so what do you think? The Alpha 31, I'm a fan of this. I like this thing. I've liked I just like the durability. There's something about the durability of the fabric that definitely speaks. Like when you're using this bag, you're just like, fuck, this thing feels so strong. It feels good. It's like, oh my God, he feels real strong. And then like every time putting it on, it just felt comfortable. It really feels well made. It feels like a great product. Like very, very stoked for this company, Remote Equipment, to be out there, for this guy to be designing these bags, and I just like, you know, great work. Good on you. But there's something special about this guy. It'll go into my personal collection for a little bit. Might use it from time to time when I'm not testing another bag out. Love this bag. What do you think? 350 bucks is a lot to spend on something like this. But the thing is like, for instance, like, okay, compare this to the Boundary Supply Prima system. And I would go for this. I'm not sure where, I think the Boundary Supply is like $250. So you'd save $100 going with that. And I love that thing. I think it's better than a lot of the other bags out there in this category. But there's something, I don't know, there's just something a little more like it's just, there's something a little less Kickstarter-y about this, I guess. You know, a little more like professional, outdoorsy, critical, I don't know, just focused. There's something more focused about this. So here's the deal. I think there's a lot of bags you need to compare this to. The Boundary Supply Prima system. I'll put a link in the description below to that video. Also the Wandered Provoke Pack or Perverky. I'll put a link in the description below to that video. Both of those roll top type bags that have a lot of tech and a lot of other stuff. A lot of you are gonna love the Wandered. Like the Wandered Provoke Pack is just one of those ones that's like it's a great one to have. Like everybody kind of loves using that bag for a while. I think a lot of people get tired of using it or get a little bit, want something a little bit different after 6 months or so, 3 to 6 months or something like that. I'm not sure if you'd have the same experience with this, but you would you have to pay more for this guy, right? All right, that's it for the Alpha 31 from Remote Equipment. I've got a lot of bags that I've reviewed, you guys, on this YouTube channel, as well as at bagworks.co. Now, I'm probably gonna be rebranding this whole thing to something different in the future. I think I'm just gonna put it at like chasereeves.net, because it's like, I don't know, I wanna talk about all the products and all the things that are interesting to me, and I don't wanna have to just talk about bags. Like, I've been talking about headphones and shoes, and so Bagworks doesn't really fit the bill. But at the same time, buying a bag, like choosing a bag is like a whole fucking, like, it's like a hard thing to do. There's so many options out there, and you don't wanna make the wrong choice, and all of them are interesting, and you wanna spend some time learning. It's like, I've seen guys spend more time researching bags. I've seen dudes buy boats that spent less time researching the fucking boat they were buying. All right, so for the time being though, check out bagworks.co. I've got all the one bag travel stuff, all the daily carry. Like, I've got a post of my favorite, my 23 plus daily carry favorites. I think these are bags that are just killer. They're so good for daily carry, and this will definitely be going on that list. Obviously, this is more of like I don't know, it's got, with the camouflage, it's very military, it's very techy, tech bro, intense outdoor tech bro. It's very, I don't know, it's very Elon Musky. All right, y'all, thank you so much for watching. I've got links to everything in the description below on YouTube, and you know, feel free to go on to Bagworks and fire off a question if you have any questions. I'll be in the comments answering any questions that you've got as well. So please chime in, and thanks for watching and being someone who cares a little bit about where you're like getting. I just think like we can save the world. We can literally save the world if people just expected more from the products that they bought and stopped buying things that are gonna disappoint you. Stop buying things that disappoint you. That's why we're looking at talking about a $350 bag. Because you spend one time $350 on something, and then you never have to spend that psychic bandwidth on like, what if I need another thing, or what if it's gonna break on the thing, or there's not enough room, or I don't know about it. Because you spent so much time researching and thinking about an intelligent and intentional use of your money to get something that's actually valuable to you. Now all of a sudden, it takes you off the market from the bullshit. And so like, and it's buying from a company that's like, it's real. Like, it's a real founder. It's a real, like, I think we can save, like, I just think it's like I heard a stat the other day, it's like more food is made every day than we would need to feed every person on the planet. Like, we just waste food. Like, we just waste food. It just sucks, but it's just like resources, like, why? Dude, there's someone that's like, do you know how fucking shitty it feels to be hungry? Do you know how much that can affect your fucking weight, like how you think about like what your options are when you're just like a gnawing hunger inside? And we're just like tossing out all the fucking tater tots in the world, all the food that we get to throw out. So I'm a weirdo because I think about that stuff and I talk about it because it's like, I guess we don't really talk about it that much, but I channel it towards bags. Like, that's why I think about any products the way that I do, is because I'm like, all right, can this product save the world? And products like this can save the world. Spend a little more money, support indie businesses, let the businesses themselves be doing good by sourcing good materials and by using ethical standards and how they treat employees and stuff like that. So just do a little homework and support the entrepreneurs who are building something that matters. This is still just the outro to the video. I don't know how I got started on this. I will leave you there. Sorry it's taken me so long to finish this. Love you. Bye-bye. Bagworks.co. chasereeves.net. Those are the websites. I guess those are the websites. Yeah, he's wanting us to, I guess, go check out what he's up to or something like that. Yeah, looks nice.